Hello. Welcome back to our Rest Stop Podcast, episode 4. Right? 5. Yeah.
5. Wow. Still going strong. This episode. But before that, make sure you subscribe. We've got, I think, 11 subscribers now. But we would like more. Everybody would like more. But, we're putting a lot of time. No. Oh my god, that would sound... We're grateful for all our subscribers. Thank you for liking and watching our videos. A new video was up on Wednesday, which was the snack tier list. Albeit a bit long, but worth your time, I'd say. And then next Wednesday, we're gonna have another video coming out. So, another fun one. Not a podcast style, but more just entertainment. So today we are talking about the future. Since there's so much to talk about the future, we're going to be dividing it into a few separate episodes. So we're covering technology, medicine, and just technology today. So first up, well, we're going to talk about like the developments in that field, the innovations, just speculation of what we think will happen. And make sure you let us know what you think down below in the comments. Nice. Alright, so first off we have the mobile phone. What's after the mobile phone? Will it get bigger, smaller, inside of you? Will it all be accessed through a cloud? Like everybody has their own account that they just pull from the cloud. I don't know. Will we always want a tangible object to have? Or will it be more convenient to have like something on you or something that's always there?
I think mobile phone will it's just a media so we can connect to digital device. Before we have mobile phones, we have computers, right? Those are very big stuff, and we don't want to carry those around every single day. So we invented the phone, which is like a smaller computer, and we can interact with it. But I think as in the future, I think what Apple and Google, those tech giants, are doing pretty much in the right direction is like wearable technology. Like Apple is doing their eyeglasses, so having a screen directly in front of you, and you can see the outside world and the screen. So you just the technology becomes part of you, and it's not something that you would just carry around in your holding it in your hand or in your pocket. It's just on you, and you can interact with it at any time. And I think that will be the future of those glasses will just replace mobile phone. And also the about cloud, like right now the computations are pretty much all done on our phone, but like Google are having their Stadia. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's like a game streaming platform. So all your games runs in Google's cloud, and then the video will be streamed onto your device, no matter it's a phone or a tablet or a TV. So I think that will be the future. So every single computation is on in the cloud. You just have a display and some kind of control that you can like change the screen or interact with it.
Going back to eyeglasses, what about eye contacts?
Yeah, they're
even more part of you.
Right. I actually seen a company that's working on this. So they're developing contacts that has they're claiming they have higher pixel per inches number than other devices like the what's the forgot the name, the VR headset people use right now.
Oculus.
Yeah, Oculus. So they claim that they will have better resolution than the VR headset, but I think they're still facing some challenges, like how they're gonna have enough energy source, like for batteries and other.
Just use the salt in your tears.
And like actually moving, so glasses is like outside, at least it's outside your eye, right? And contacts are in your eyes. I think technology would just evolve further and further into your body and becoming part of your body. Like for example, the Starlink company by Elon Musk, they're trying to implant chips into the human brain so they can use your brainwave we are thinking to do different things, and that's just um, we're becoming part of the machine, and the machine is becoming part of us.
Yeah. All right, moving on, we have the sleeping experience. Will sleep ever become easier? Will it become more productive? Because right now, in the present, we sleep to grow our bodies, we sleep to get rest, recharge, but other than that, we're not really doing anything. So maybe in the future, there could be like just be able to enter your brain, let you watch media while you sleep. I feel like that would make sleep feel a lot longer though.
That's
Which
just not
isn't-
sleep.
Isn't
I mean, it'd be
necessarily
cool
bad.
if you could be
Yeah.
sleeping
If
while
you
doing
can
other things.
get all the benefits of sleeping,
Yeah.
like recharging, growing your body while you do other stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think like the science feel like haven't figured out what sleep exactly do to our brain and body yet. So there's some research out there that points out there's several chemical that's released in our brain when we're sleeping, and those trying and those are helping us to some say they're helping us to form better memory, so like forming new neurons, and also the fact that we dream, right? I think that's part of like important part of our brain to for memorization and other, I think, important tasks that our brain has to do, but we haven't figured everything out yet.
Yeah. It's a bit hazy.
Yeah, but it's definitely exciting if we can just get rid of sleep and get rid of its side effects too. Just
Be able to function
Yeah.
without needing like a third of the day every day to sleep.
Isn't like Da Vinci was doing this like sleep cycle thing, so like sleep 4 times or 5 times a day, but each is like half an hour. So like work 4 hours, sleep half an hour, and then work 4 hours again.
And
I
then
think I heard it somewhere.
did it work?
Well, I think some people are still trying it right now, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Shopping. Shopping right now, mostly done online. If you're in store though, you spend lots of time picking and choosing. It's not quite the most efficient it could be. Like also, if for online shopping, delivery takes a long time. Packages might be lost, might be damaged. Yeah, it's just not perfection. And as humans, I feel like we strive for perfection throughout time. So shopping can definitely get better.
Some people also enjoy shopping, like
going to the store.
yeah, just going to the mall and
Yeah.
just
But I mean, you could do the same thing online, right?
um
You see everything. You just can't touch
really
it.
yeah, maybe some AR VR technology will allow us to see
feel
it and touch it. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Just maybe be able to teleport because when we think about teleportation, we're worried what if one of our for humans, what if one of our cells or one of a part of us doesn't make it? That would be horrifying. But in the case of products, it would probably be a bit easier.
Well, yeah,
It's
but
the
you
same as
have to make
teleportation.
teleportation work first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, would it just be a bunch of tubes going out of our house? Just having the atoms fly through the tube. Because you don't want them
Sewage
flying
pipes.
through the air. Because
We're talking about pipes. Let's talk about transportation. How do we transport goods, people?
yeah. There's just so many ways of transportation now.
Like teleportation. No, just kidding.
I mean, it pretty much depends on the distance and the traffic.
Terrain.
Yeah, terrain
Yeah.
too. Because cars, we've always thought, oh, in 2020 we'll have flying cars. Well, obviously it hasn't happened, and it probably won't happen for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the streets are already pretty packed with traffic. If we can use all that space above us, that'll be pretty impressive.
But if we're transporting, transfer people, do we actually need that much infrastructure? Like, look at what's happening right now. During the pandemic, people don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So when we reach a time that we all work virtually online, maybe we can reduce traffic by a lot, and that's probably more efficient. Reduce the pollution from transporting people, all the traffic, all the pollution from the cars, the buses. But we also need to go places like travel.
Yeah. Like right now during the pandemic, stuff is closed and people are forced to work from home. But there's some jobs that you have to go, like teachers and stuff, students for schools. You have to go. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
delivery.
you
And
could
a lot
do
of
it.
essential jobs, they still need to, nurses and
Yeah.
doctors.
Construction.
Yeah. Construction.
They're so pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
And some companies, talking about Elon Musk again, the Boring Company. Do you guys know? Where they dig holes underground. So I think it was called the Hyperloop.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So transporting cars and other capsules in vacuum will make
Way faster.
yeah.
The one thing they did say for 2020 is self-driving cars, which is kind of here.
Yeah,
Tesla,
self-driving
Elon
cars.
Musk again, Tesla and stuff,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. You could just sit there and just let the car drive you, and
Right.
they're also electric, so that's less pollution and stuff.
Google is having their Waymo car, and I think they're just collaborating with other companies. Just heard the news, and also in China, I think some parts of Shanghai and other cities are actually having the actual test for self-driving cars and on the road for passengers. You can actually, it's like a taxi service, but it's autonomous. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool for delivery and too. Truck drivers, they spend at weeks at a time just driving across the country.
Exactly.
If it could just self-drive, it would get here faster, and there'd be less accidents because the
Right.
trucks and stuff do that.
Save lives and also be cheaper and more efficient.
More efficient. Yeah.
I think it's just gonna gradually be more self-driving cars on the road.
Yeah, but
That's a long way to go.
yeah, but we're getting close step by step.
Yeah, most cars now have if not self-driving, they're smart features like lane assist and other things that you might miss, like blind spot detection, all that.
Right.
It makes it safer.
And also for the drivers and those people who are like when technology like just take their job,
Yeah.
where do they go? How would we help them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing we're gonna talk about later.
Mm. Alright, after that we have the internet. So, right now, sitting at an undisclosed location in my house, the Wi-Fi isn't very good.
But it's pretty good compared to
Yeah.
other rural parts of United States and other like parts of the world. Many places there's still not internet.
Mm-hmm.
But always striving to be better than now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some companies who are trying to solve that. I think there was a website I've visited like 2 days ago. I think it was called X Project or Google X. They're trying to have air balloons and carrying the Wi-Fi like signal.
Routers.
Yeah, kind of like routers, but it's not the same. So they launch a balloon into the air, so like in rural areas they will still be able to connect. And Elon Musk once again, one of his company is sending the like hundreds and thousands of satellites into space, small satellites, and roll around the world. So it will just cover the entire globe. It's internet. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then 5G. Is it scary? Will it give you cancer?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Like 5G is just another protocol for like transmitting signals. It does use a wider range of frequencies, but those frequencies were so used before, and it's so far away from like something like microwave or like X-rays. Like I don't just their host concerns are just well people who has health concern for 5G, they don't understand the technology. If they do a bit of research, they will understand this. But it does brings a lot of beneficial to the society, like Internet of Things, like smart home devices, like your door lock might be connected to the Wi-Fi through 5G, and it's gonna like make that's like the smart city concept, right? Every traffic lights and everything are connected to the internet, and everything will work in harmony. Well, that's the concept, but we still have a
long way to go for
yeah.
that.
And then about like the figment of internet itself, net neutrality in the U.S. I'm pretty sure they had a vote on this like 1 or 2 years ago, and I believe they did. I think they repealed net neutrality, but it's not coming into effect until later. But net neutrality, for those of you who don't know, is net neutrality is like internet providers aren't allowed to control what you see based on how much you pay. But when they repeal it, internet providers can like provide packages like TV packages to access certain websites, and obviously it's probably not the most fair because internet companies can get a bit greedy and just what is it called, abuse their power in this context. I think just the internet's an ever-expanding concept, I would say. Alright, next we have machine learning and artificial intelligence. Obviously, Mark knows a lot about that more than us.
Yeah, so currently, like, we have already seen a lot of artificial intelligence breakthroughs in the past few years, and it is like truly exciting what is gonna happen next, because we have AlphaGo that beat the Go champions of the world. There's OpenAI's OpenAI 5, which beat top players, professional players in Dota, professional teams in Dota. And we can use like artificial intelligence to uh, object detection, self-driving cars, the YouTube suggests recommendation system. Like almost everything has AI in it, and right now as we're moving forward, AI is gonna just gonna solve more and more problems. Like some technologies are being developed to help artists to create better artworks, like cell gen, and they're also using AI to render 3D models. So that's gonna be a great boost for the um, like the
Paleontologists.
like I mean for company like Pixar and Disney, right? They're doing their 3D films, and it's very exciting. And I think as we develop closer and closer to the super intelligence, which is like when machines are like have capabilities of working on problems by themselves and even exceed human intelligence. I think that's where we really um, achieve the next level of human like human society. It's
Yeah. Like going back to the artists part. Like, do you think AI will limit human creativity?
I think right now, for the technology we have right now, it's just helping artists um to make better artworks. For example, um there's some music software that use artificial intelligence to help you make some kind of beats or other chord progressions. And in game design, when we 3D modelers, when they're creating 3D models, they can actually use artificial intelligence, try to use a piece of texture from like a photo or something, and convert that into a texture that's usable for the 3D model, and it gets their workflow very efficient and very fast. So it's gonna make their job so much easier and boost their creativity. Um, but I still think for right now, and for the few years going into the future, we definitely need artists um, to create the artwork. But at the same time, art is like a very elusive term, right? We can call anything art. So would we call the something that's created by a machine art? Like what? How do we define art? What do we? What is the thing that something has that we call it art?
Right, let's look it up then. Let's see. What is the formal definition of art? It's saying, okay, Google says, well, not Google, Oxford says the expression of or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Yeah.
So
Do robots have emotion? Do humans have?
so does it have to be
It says application of human creative.
right?
But if a human creates a machine, is it still?
Yeah, and
The
if
machine
something
is the art.
yeah, if a machine creates something that people can appreciate, we can call it art too, right? And there are experiments out there, so like new methods of creating like artworks are being developed, and they run an experiment on like like artists, like art critics, and giving them two groups of pictures. One group is art created by human, and others are created by machine. But they don't know which is which, and they are asked to differentiate between them, and the results shows that like people can hardly see a difference between some art that is created by human or created by machine. So I think the appreciation towards the actual art piece, I think that is the most important thing. What makes something an art.
Interesting. Right. And then after that we have medicine. Or no, we have games.
It's
Games.
exciting.
I mean, everybody loves games, right? If you don't, then, like, what are you doing with your life? Games are like games are like sports, but easier.
Depends how competitive you are.
Games are
Candy
like
Crush.
not like lower level of physical ability, more mental, more like micro interactions. Yeah, developments in games. We've already seen Pokemon Go with their AR capabilities, being able to project an image onto your surroundings. Well, not just an image, like a 3D model, and VR, which feels more immersive, but I feel like we can always be more immersive than that. Like either be in like a room which like projects like the game around you. For like controllers and like input devices, you could just, I mean, eventually you might have just straight through your brain, like, oh, in Minecraft, I want to walk forward. I just think walk forward, and I'm just walking.
You know, there's interesting experiments out there. So I think there's a recent paper that talks about how using VR. So it's kind of hard for you to have a VR device on your head and just walk around in your room, just like you're walking around in the virtual world of games, right? It's kind of hard. You're always gonna bump into something. So what they're developing is that
Like a treadmill?
Yeah, a 360 treadmill.
Yeah, there is a 360 treadmill, but even better is that they just have a room and there's a camera that's following you. So the game knows exactly what position you are inside the room.
And those make like an obstacle there, if there's like a wall.
Actually, no. You can still explore the world. The world, like the virtual world, haven't changed. What they do is when you, for example, when you're walking into a wall. If you look to your left, maybe in the let's say in Minecraft, there's like a hallway to the left. When you turn your head left, you see the hallway, and if you turn your head right, the hallway will follow with you. So it's like twisting. So if you still go forward, you won't bump into the wall to the wall. So it's kind of like twisting the space, the real space into the virtual space. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you see the video, it's really cool.
Okay. Yeah, and then about how we feel during video games, we can see stuff, we can hear stuff, we can't smell stuff quite yet. We can feel emotion.
We can feel the vibration, but they could make it like more intense or something,
like control the vibration.
Yeah. Or like wear some body suit so that like when you're getting shot or something, or when you're running, it gets like sweaty, or when you're getting shot, you feel it like
turn off
electrocute
sweat.
you.
Just more immersive, more like become part of the game. Yeah, and then we have Space exploration. That's a big one. Everybody thinks, oh, future, we're not going to be on Earth. We're going to be on Mars, be anywhere else. Colonizing that place, just using it for resources.
For fulfilling the human greed.
Yeah. We might even just send people who have like life sentences just to go there, or people on death row. Send them to another planet. I don't know.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Starship. They're heading to Mars by 2020. Oh, 2024 was the unmanned mission. 2026 is, I think, is the manned mission.
Yeah. Do you think we'll, because on Earth, people have like evolved through all the times, like all these civilizations have started and fallen. Do you think it would be the same thing on Mars, or would it change faster or slower, or change at the same rate as it's changing on Earth? Because it's
But
not
I
really-
mean, we are bringing the human civilization to Mars.
Yeah.
Does that make the civilization different because we are on another planet? We have different
I mean,
environment.
we don't know because we've never been on
Yeah.
a planet. Like, living conditions are probably going to be different.
Right. And if you look into the past, like the empires in the past actually are quite different by like how they rule and what structure they have in the civilization in their society because of many environmental differences.
Mm-hmm.
For example, some places cold, some places are warmer, so they will have like different. It requires different kinds of civilization to be able to thrive there. I think if we're moving to another planet, I think this will be, this will only enlarge the effect of how we behave as a society. Unless like technology is like so developed and so advanced that it feels like the same living on Earth and Mars. It's just, I don't know.
Great movie idea would be like the Earth is about like it's deteriorating, so they're sending people to Mars, and they send half of the humans to Mars, and then all of a sudden, like the transportation stuff breaks, and now they're just, and the people on Mars become like they are Martians, but they become like two different species, and just, I don't know, fight together.
Yeah,
like-
when distances are far and hard to communicate, war breaks. You ever read the Three Body Problem? Great book. Talks about how civilization in space, since how far they are, they won't be able to communicate as well, and the idea of knowing there's another civilization out there adds up the survival pressure, the pressure that the other civilization will come and find you and destroy your civilization. So technology breakthrough happens, and usually it ends up one civilization killing the other. Just pretty interesting idea. So-called the dark forest problem or something.
And also aliens. If we ever found aliens, like they could be anything, and they could be hostile. They could be like
It can
weaker
be
than
just
us.
a worm or a bacteria. That's the alien.
Yeah.
Find them on Mars. That's possible. There's water on Mars.
Yeah, it's exciting and scary because we have no idea. Like there could in like other galaxies there could be like entire galaxy colonizations. There could like I feel like we're too narrow-minded in thinking that they would act like us. Like not exactly like us, but like they would have language, they would have that stuff, but they could just be like in Star Wars, like all these different planets, like no, insane to think about it. But
So the interesting theory is like why we haven't find any
these are all hiding from us.
isn't that like Stephen Hawking's theory? So it's pretty much the same as the three-body problem. So if a civilization know where another is, they're trying to kill it, destroy it. So there won't be any survival, like there won't be any threat to them. And killing a civilization in the scale of the universe, if one civilization has a greater technological advantage to another, this like it would be pretty easy to destroy the other because their civilization might be 10 times older than ours, so like the technological difference is so dramatic, like there's no way we can compete with them.
Yeah, and also like when we look out into space, we're seeing stuff that's happened like millions of years ago. But like like humans, when did they come about? Less than millions of years ago, right?
Well, I think
gotta
in
be.
in the scale of the universe, we should be talking about like, human civilized, or do we talk about the beginning of life? Because that I think that's
I mean, either way, wasn't as long.
yeah, compared to the span of the entire universe.
Yeah.
We're
Like
nothing.
if we think about it, we like time. We could be at the very end of time. Like we're somewhere in there. I mean, time. Did time ever start? Did time start when we created the thought of time? I mean, probably not, right? Because 300,000 years ago.
That's when the human civilization have started.
Another alien civilization could have started 400,000 years ago, and we wouldn't
Can
know
be
until
like
a long
1,000 million years ago.
We still haven't seen them.
Or there's another possibility that when technology reach a certain level, the civilizations are just bound to end because of some dramatic
deadly technologies.
Yeah.
All right. Medicine. Here we go. Obviously, right now we're in the COVID-19 pandemic. Will it ever end? We'll never know. Will we ever go back to school? Maybe.
Probably, yeah. Like it's gonna end, but
What if it mutates and there's like COVID-2?
yeah, that is the problem. I mean, I think. Wait. Oh yeah, we're not gonna monetize this anyway.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But
we can't.
yeah, we can just freely talk about this.
Coronavirus. Sensitive topic. But like, can it be prevented in the future? Will the U.S. government ever, like, not, like, actually put in, like, enforce the law, well, not enforce the law, but, like, make laws for this type of situation so then we can stop the spread? Because right now, there's tons of people out there saying, "Oh, I don't want to wear a mask. I have my freedom. I have my rights." And I mean, that is true, but it's just we're not progressive as a nation if we're trying to exercise our freedoms and our rights when it could be detrimental to our society.
And this is not only a problem of the United States, it's a problem of the whole globe. How do we stop a pandemic like this?
How do we stop it from spreading to different countries?
Exactly. So after the pandemic started, YouTube recommended a video of Bill Gates talking, of a TED talk of Bill Gates from, I think it was 5 or 6, 7, 8 years ago, about how this pandemic is bound to happen and we are not prepared for it. And he is absolutely right. We are not prepared for this, and on a global scale, and hardly any country have like the good response towards this outbreak. And it's definitely, this pandemic will definitely raise awareness of how we're gonna prepare for it. But it still depends on how the legislators are gonna improve the policies.
Mm-hmm. Also, going back to the space thing, you think if like a pandemic started on Earth and people were on their way to Mars, we would just like send the ship back? Because obviously nowadays in Earth,
I mean, there's still astronauts in space station right now, International Space Station, and like last month, oh, is it this month, when the SpaceX launched their first manned rocket, yeah, the Dragon capsule.
Yeah, Dragon.
Yeah, when I
Well,
was
they-
watching the
yeah.
launch, I was thinking, what if the astronauts have corona?
I mean, they were all really safe. Like, I watched the live thing. There was like everyone was 6 feet apart. There was like masks and gloves.
Yeah.
And, like, they went through crazy like
Yeah.
safety precautions. Like, I even heard they weren't allowed to see their family for 2 weeks before the thing. Like, not even say goodbye. They had to Zoom. 'Cause,
I mean, that's the life in space too.
Yeah.
So it's just 2 weeks more.
yeah.
Vaccines. Will there ever be one vaccine to end all diseases? Probably not, because diseases will evolve, right?
Yeah.
But
What if there was like a drug that could boost our immune system? So instead of needing vaccines. Oh wait, no, immune is for bacteria, isn't it? Yeah. You'd still need
Also
vaccines.
for virus. Like, yeah, it's. I don't know. We're not health
No.
experts here, so.
I mean, it'd be cool if you could have just your body being strong enough to fight off all diseases. So instead of needing like vaccines and antibiotics and all this like painkillers, you just take.
Yeah, like
medicines
vaccines
in your
are
body.
helping humans to fight off diseases
Yeah.
the human body haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I feel like humans, like bacteria attacking us or virus attacking us is like the wolves attacking, trying to eat the ships, right?
sheep, yeah.
It's the cycle of life. It's natural habitat.
If hypothetically we could bring people out of death, would we do it? Because I'm thinking, old man says, like, in the middle of his last words, he dies. We bring him back to life,
And finishes his last words
Yeah.
and
and then put him back down. Like, if we could like take like people who have died in the past, bring them back to life, would we do that?
It'd
Yes,
be
I
cool
feel
to
like
meet
it's
like George Washington. or
yeah, but it's
something.
kind of interrupting like
The life.
cycle.
Yeah.
Interrupting.
Yeah, and also the fact, yeah, people are doing the frozen. You know, there's some companies doing if you're going to die or if you're having a heart attack or some kind of
They freeze you and then wait.
yeah. awake you years later when we have medical technology that's advanced enough.
And that's a separate thing. But like,
Will people live forever?
yeah,
Will long
if for like
will
suicides,
longevity?
would we bring them back to life? Yes.
No.
What if we don't know if they want to come back or not?
Yeah, they probably suicided for a reason. Like,
Ugh. But do we give? It's like a second chance.
yeah, but there's no way to know what a dead person would want
Yeah.
unless you ask them before. It's sort of like DNR things. Like, if they die, and there's people that sign DNR, like, do not resuscitate me. So it could be something like that. Like, after they die, there's like, I don't want to come back.
Yeah. Because death is pretty peaceful if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
most of the time.
depends on the people, the person.
Yeah.
It depends how they die. But after they're dead,
Yeah.
I
After
mean,
you're dead, you don't
know.
feel anything. So.
Yeah, with your family,
Yeah, but
your friends.
isn't that sort of selfish? To be like sad that someone died, and then you want to bring them back just to not be sad.
Yeah. It's just part of life is death.
Exactly.
You're gonna be dead more than you're alive. Alright, and then obviously the world is struggling with drug problems. Well, not like the whole world, but lots of people are struggling with drugs, painkillers. Like lots of addictions start off when they're prescribed a painkiller and then they just can't stop taking them. We could easily just control the amount of painkillers people take, but I mean, it invades privacy, and like it's invasive. But if we could just control like the amount of painkillers, but then I feel like if you can't get enough of the painkillers, then you're gonna feel depressed. You might
Good.
yes,
Antidepressants.
withdrawal, like antidepressants, just more painkillers.
Yeah.
I don't get enough painkillers, so I take. I mean, yeah, that's obvious. But yeah, I mean,
It's like playing games when you're addicted to games.
all right. I think that just about wraps it up for today. If you liked the podcast, if you actually watched all the way to the end, I'm proud of you. You're probably subscribed if you've watched that long. So, thank you very much. Leave a like on the video. Obviously, subscribe if you're new, if you've made it this far, even though I've said that already. Turn on the notification bell. And then the video on Wednesday. Watch that. It's pretty fun. Pretty funny. We'll be back next week with more about the future, but in different aspects. You might be thinking, oh, they've already covered a lot of the aspects of the future, but the future it's infinite possibilities. We might go to the future, reach a peak, and just cascade down back into our past selves. You never know. Well, if there's one thing I'd like in the future is for you to like this video. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you next Wednesday. Bye.